From the very beginning, they've felt an unease around you, though they might never admit it outright. Something in your determination, your spark, gnawed at a fragile part of them they thought long buried. Each stride you take, each moment you overcome adversity, isn't just a victory for you, it's a tremor, shaking the foundation of the illusions they've built around themselves. Your resilience doesn't just inspire, it disrupts, casting a harsh light on the cracks they'd rather ignore. Their envy isn't merely a reaction to your triumphs, it's a confrontation with the reflection of all they've left undone, a reminder of the roads they abandoned out of fear or resignation. Imagine a candle set in a darkened room, its flame small but steady. At first it seems insignificant, almost overlooked, until its glow begins to illuminate the shadows hiding in every corner. Your journey is that flame, quietly revealing what has long been hidden, not just in the room, but in the hearts of those who thought they could live forever in comfortable darkness. The light of your progress doesn't just brighten the space, it forces those around you to see what they've ignored, the dusty dreams and unfulfilled promises tucked into the recesses of their souls. It isn't just your ambition that stirs something within them. It's the stark contrast between what they've let slip away and what you've pursued relentlessly. Your growth is a living reminder of the opportunities they hesitated to take, the risks they avoided, and the potential they buried beneath layers of routine and fear. They look at you and see a mirror they didn't ask for, one that reflects not just your rise, but the parts of themselves they'd rather forget. They created lives filled with carefully drawn boundaries, rules they thought would protect their sense of order. They carved out spaces where everything felt predictable, where they wouldn't have to confront the discomfort of change or growth. And for a while, it worked. Everyone played their assigned roles. Everyone stayed in their designated lanes. Perhaps they saw you as someone who wouldn't disrupt that system, someone who wouldn't question the unwritten rules they so desperately cling to. Maybe they thought your flame would flicker and fade, never becoming bright enough to challenge the status quo. But you weren't made to stay small. Your path was never meant to blend into the background. Step by step, with quiet determination and unapologetic resolve, you began to grow, shattering the fragile sense of control they had built around themselves. Your progress wasn't just a disruption, it was a revelation. It exposed the limits of their self-imposed world, pulling back the curtain to reveal what they had been avoiding, the unfulfilled potential they had long since abandoned. Your light doesn't diminish them, it simply reveals what has always been there. Yet in that revelation, there's discomfort. It's easier to blame you than to confront their own choices. It's easier to resent your courage than to admit their fear. Your relentless pursuit of your purpose doesn't fit neatly into their narrative, and that's unsettling. You weren't supposed to rise. You were supposed to stay where they thought you belonged, unthreatening and easy to ignore. But you didn't. You couldn't. You were made for more. This discomfort you've ignited in them isn't about you. It's about the dreams they locked away, the ambitions they labeled as impractical or impossible. It's about the risks they chose not to take and the lives they convinced themselves were good enough. When they see you, they're reminded of the roads they didn't walk, the chances they didn't take, and the potential they let gather dust. Your progress, unapologetic and unstoppable, drags all of that into focus, forcing them to confront truths they'd rather keep hidden. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. And here's the beauty of it. Your light isn't meant to condemn them. It's meant to inspire. But inspiration often feels like an affront to those who aren't ready to change. The flame of your growth isn't asking for their approval. It's simply fulfilling its purpose: to shine, to grow, to illuminate. And whether they like it or not, your light makes the world a little brighter, not just for you, but for everyone watching, even those who don't yet realize they're watching. They may struggle with the discomfort, but that's not your burden to carry. The light doesn't ask for permission to shine. It doesn't dim itself to make the shadows feel more comfortable. It simply does what it was created to do: illuminate, grow, and reveal. So let your flame burn brighter, knowing that your purpose isn't tied to their comfort. You weren't called to stay in their shadows. You were called to be the light that transforms the room. Their turmoil goes beyond the mind. It seeps into their very being, manifesting in physical unease. A knot tightens in their stomach at your name. A jittery energy buzzes under their skin when they see you succeed again. It's an inexplicable tension that blooms in their chest, a frustration they can't rationalize. Your presence feels like a gust of wind, breaking through their stillness, unsettling the calm they've worked so hard to maintain. And what's most bewildering is that you've done nothing to harm them directly. The storm within them is entirely self-made, born of the disparity between where they stand and where they once imagined they could be. Trapped in this loop, they teeter between begrudging respect and a desperate hope to see you stumble. This inner conflict, this duality of admiration and resentment, is the silent battle of the discontented observer. They crave the courage you embody, but despise the reminder of their own inertia. History echoes with such silent wars, of alliances quietly eroded, of invisible rivalries feeding on insecurity. It's the classic tale of the overlooked friend who struggles to adjust to the brilliance of a light they never expected to grow so bright. Their unease is their burden to bear, and your only role is to keep moving forward, untethered and unstoppable. Some struggles are universal, woven through human history and continuing to play out in modern lives. The tension that arises when someone close cannot celebrate another's achievements isn't merely rooted in jealousy. It's a deeper, internal reckoning. Their reaction isn't solely about what you've achieved, but about what it reflects back to them. Psychologists might call it deflection. Your drive exposes the apathy they've buried. Your perseverance underscores their hesitations. Every thought they direct toward your progress is an unconscious battle to quiet their own internal discord. Unable to address their own shortcomings, they attempt to dim the light that forces them to confront their inner void. This conflict doesn't just simmer quietly. It often finds its sharpest edge among those who should be closest. Their pride struggles against the admiration they feel, manifesting in subtle acts of sabotage. Whether through veiled critiques or faint words of support, they erode trust piece by piece. These betrayals are particularly jarring because they come from places of supposed safety. Friends who once championed your dreams, mentors who guided your early efforts, or even family members who nurtured your ambitions. Each interaction becomes a confusing mix of encouragement and quiet undermining, creating a subtle but persistent pressure that saps your confidence over time. A friend who once cheered your victories might now downplay them with dismissive comments. A former guide may shift their tone, delivering advice laced with doubt under the guise of wisdom. Even those with whom you share deep bonds might begin to question your aspirations, framing their skepticism as concern. What makes these acts so damaging is their covert nature. Rarely direct, they linger in passive remarks and carefully chosen words that leave an imprint long after the conversation ends. A hesitant, "well done," followed by a casual warning or a half-hearted compliment paired with a subtle critique can plant seeds of insecurity that take root if left unchecked. The subtle erosion of belief isn't loud or obvious. It's a quiet hum beneath the surface, a pattern of behavior designed to tether your growth to their comfort. Yet, no matter how subtle the methods, the intentions eventually reveal themselves, and their struggle becomes part of their own undoing. They craft their words carefully, cloaking their unease in a facade of concern or camaraderie, yet their intentions betray them. These subtle actions aren't born in isolation. They stem from cultural frameworks that dictate how envy is expressed. In some communities, individuality is branded as selfishness and success as a disruption to collective balance. A relative might veil their discontent with comments like, "Don't forget who you were before all this," attempting to tether your growth to their expectations. In more self-focused environments, envy manifests through rivalry, couched in phrases such as, "You're getting too far ahead of everyone else." The expressions may differ, but the goal remains constant: to pull you back into the shadows of their comfort zone. What gives them away is not always the words, but the energy they carry, the tension behind their smiles, and the unease in their eyes. Their gestures appear polite, yet their warmth feels hollow, their praise carefully measured. They avoid mentioning your achievements where others can hear, ensuring that your accomplishments don't ripple beyond a private space. When you turn to them for encouragement, they sidestep your struggles, brushing them off as trivial. These small acts, though seemingly inconsequential, chip away at your confidence. This duplicity, the pretense of support, paired with covert dismissal, exacts a heavy toll. These interactions don't shatter relationships all at once, but erode them like a slow tide, leaving you questioning what changed. Yet, the answer is clear. Anyone who subtly diminishes your progress, cloaked in the guise of loyalty, is an obstacle in disguise. Human dynamics are shaped by universal patterns, often mirrored in stories and traditions across time. Envy, too, follows these recurring arcs, reflecting the inner struggles of individuals torn between admiration and fear. Certain archetypes emerge in mythology and folklore to embody this tension. The overly controlling figure, who rather than guide growth, attempts to restrain it. Imagine an elder, no longer content with their own legacy, fearing irrelevance as younger generations rise. In legends, this internal conflict takes many forms, such as the figure who sabotages out of desperation or the rival who seeks to stifle another's light. These narratives serve as poignant reminders of how fear of being surpassed can twist admiration into hostility. At its root, this struggle isn't about malice. It's about the fear of being left behind, of losing the power to define one's place in a shifting world. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the transitory concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. The stories of human growth and resistance aren't confined to old legends. They are lived daily. When faced with challenges, the unhealed soul often succumbs to fear, becoming a force of stagnation rather than transformation. A guide or teacher may begin with the intention of lifting others, yet if unresolved struggles fester, they can transform into an obstacle, suffocating the progress they once championed. This dual potential for nurturing or sabotaging exists within everyone, its direction shaped by the inner work they've done. The age-old tension between creation and destruction is mirrored in countless tales of personal and collective evolution. Envy thrives in these moments of light, emerging as a shadow force resisting change. Whether in myths or reality, those who fear being left behind cling desperately to a crumbling sense of control, unable to stop the relentless rise of those destined to lead. Understanding these dynamics isn't just about recognizing others' struggles, it's a compass for navigating your own journey. By identifying these patterns, you can detach from their pull and continue to elevate without falling into their traps. Growth is the ultimate shield, creating a momentum that renders opposition powerless. While others cling to outdated dynamics, your focus remains forward, untethered by the weight of their resistance. These challenges don't define you. They only reveal the depth of your resilience. You aren't here to conform or dim your brilliance. With every step, you defy expectations, turning doubts into determination and limits into stepping stones. For those forging their path, finding like-minded individuals becomes essential. Communities built on mutual growth and shared wisdom act as sanctuaries of empowerment. Together, they amplify the courage to break cycles of negativity and embrace progress. Whether through shared stories, transformative discussions, or creative ventures, such networks remind each member of their boundless potential. As you align with these energies, you'll find that every challenge becomes a chance to evolve further, and every scar transforms into a badge of honor. Your progress is more than a personal milestone. It's a dynamic force that reshapes the space around you. When positivity and determination collide with fear and doubt, the contrast becomes undeniable. Those bound by envy find themselves trapped in a loop of stagnation, expending their energy in fruitless attempts to pull you back. Their focus on your journey, rather than their own, only deepens their frustration. Meanwhile, your energy flows unimpeded toward new heights, creating a chasm that grows wider with every step forward. Your success isn't a spark meant to flicker. It's a beacon that burns brighter with every obstacle, illuminating paths others fear to tread. In the constant flux of energy around us, maintaining control over your inner balance is crucial. The chaos others project is not yours to carry, and by creating intentional barriers, you protect the essence of your progress. Practices like grounding techniques, self-reflection, and intentional rituals provide an armor against the subtle drains of negativity. By valuing your energy as a finite and precious resource, you channel it toward actions that nurture growth rather than feed external turbulence. Meanwhile, those consumed by resentment expend their vitality in unproductive ways, leaving them drained and directionless. This divide is a natural consequence of choice. Your focus on elevation leaves them caught in the quicksand of their own insecurities. The more they resist your rise, the more their strength wanes, while you continue to build momentum unshaken. Thriving isn't about countering their negativity. It's about moving beyond it entirely. As their attempts to destabilize you falter, your ability to maintain focus turns into your greatest strength. Their energy, scattered and ineffective, dissipates under the weight of its futility. This isn't just resilience, it's a testament to the power of unwavering purpose. Every distraction they create highlights their struggles more than it hinders your progress. In the end, the contrast between chaos and clarity becomes undeniable, reinforcing the truth that persistence carves paths even in the most hostile landscapes. Life's intricate system of cause and effect ensures that actions ripple outward, eventually circling back to their origin. Negative intentions, when directed outward, inevitably create friction within. Those consumed by their own envy find themselves trapped in cycles of frustration and dissatisfaction, unable to escape the consequences of their actions. Their focus on disrupting your journey leads not to your downfall, but to their own disconnection from joy and purpose. Meanwhile, your dedication to progress and authenticity continues to amplify, creating outcomes that align with your inner truth. This isn't instant. It unfolds gradually, with every effort they misplace becoming another stone in their path. For them, the lesson lies in the very suffering they create for themselves. Each moment of frustration, every obstacle they fail to overcome, forces a reckoning with the reality they've avoided. Growth remains an option, but only if they can recognize the futility of their actions and turn inward to address the root of their discontent. Their pain becomes a compass, pointing to the parts of themselves they've neglected. For you, these challenges act as refining tools, sharpening your resolve and deepening your resilience. The very forces meant to derail you become the building blocks of your evolution, reminding you that the power of intention shapes every aspect of your experience. This dynamic is more than personal. It reflects a universal principle. When rooted in authenticity and fueled by purpose, growth becomes unstoppable. Resistance, no matter how forceful, merely underscores the inevitability of progress. The envy and sabotage directed at you highlight the transformative power of your journey. Your ascent is not only a triumph of perseverance, but a reflection of the larger truths about energy, intention, and alignment. It serves as a beacon, guiding others to rise above the noise and step fully into their potential, unburdened by the weight of external shadows. Your journey is a testament to the transformative power of resilience and purpose. In an era where doubt and negativity often dominate, your unwavering progress stands as undeniable proof that intention, dedication, and clarity can reshape reality. With each milestone you reach, you force others to reconsider what is possible. As spiritual practices gain recognition, concepts once dismissed are now accepted as tools for navigating life's complexities. The conversations surrounding energy, mindfulness, and alignment are no longer whispered but embraced, supported by both ancient insights and emerging scientific perspectives. Your growth exemplifies this evolution, inspiring others to explore the untapped potential within themselves. Every step you take sends ripples far beyond your immediate circle. While some may silently resent your progress, others find in you the courage to face their own fears and limitations. Your perseverance serves as a mirror, reflecting both inspiration and challenge. For those watching quietly from the sidelines, your success becomes a beacon, reminding them of their ability to overcome and transform. The light you emit isn't confined to your journey. It stretches out, offering hope and direction to those searching for their own breakthrough. This awakening is more than personal. It signals a shift in collective consciousness. As individuals align with their true potential, society itself begins to evolve. The structures that once rewarded competition and superficial goals give way to a culture of collaboration, authenticity, and shared purpose. Your rise is a microcosm of this larger transformation. Each challenge you overcome reinforces the principle that connection and determination are stronger than envy or doubt. Your journey is not just a singular triumph, but part of a broader narrative where growth and authenticity become the standard. What defines you is not merely surviving obstacles, but transforming them into opportunities for growth. The negativity aimed at you loses its power, dissolving in the face of your clarity and confidence. Each attempt to pull you down only highlights the strength of your foundation. Your purpose, fueled by authenticity and guided by unwavering focus, becomes a force that no opposition can diminish. This resilience radiates outward, encouraging others to embrace their path with similar conviction. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Imagine a stone dropped into a still lake. At first, it's just a single ripple, small and seemingly insignificant. But as the circles grow wider, they touch the shorelines, moving far beyond the point of impact. That's what your progress does. It doesn't just affect you, it spreads, reaching people and places you may never see. Your journey isn't just about your growth. It's a spark that ignites change in those who witness it, a living testament to what's possible when purpose and determination align. Your accomplishments redefine how others perceive their own struggles. Where they once saw barriers, they now glimpse opportunities. You become the proof that challenges aren't meant to stop them, but to strengthen them. Those who doubted you, whether out loud or in the quiet corners of their hearts, begin to reconsider what's possible. Your life becomes a roadmap, not just for yourself, but for anyone searching for the courage to step into their purpose. It's not just the younger generation you inspire, though they watch you closely, learning what perseverance looks like in action. Your peers, too, begin to recognize the power of resilience. Even those who once stood in opposition to you are forced to confront the undeniable truth of your progress. Your journey is no longer confined to your own steps. It becomes a shared story, a symbol of what can happen when faith in a vision is coupled with unwavering effort. Freed from the limitations others tried to place on you, your energy expands. No longer weighed down by negativity or small-minded opposition, you find yourself pouring that energy into endeavors that matter. It could be building a business, nurturing meaningful relationships, or championing a cause that aligns with your purpose. Whatever you choose, your efforts are amplified because they come from a place of clarity and conviction. You're no longer reacting to the world around you, you're creating it. And this is where the true beauty lies. Your impact isn't temporary. It doesn't fade when the moment passes. Like the stone that created the ripple, your presence sets things in motion that continue long after you've moved on. The legacy you're building is one of empowerment, not just for yourself, but for everyone who comes into contact with your story. It's a gift that keeps giving, showing others what's possible when fear is replaced with faith and doubt is silenced by action. Your strength lies in understanding that success is not an endpoint, but a process of constant evolution. Every setback becomes a stepping stone, every challenge a chance to refine your purpose. The power you harness is more than personal. It's transformative, reshaping not only your world, but also the lives of those around you. In the face of doubt and opposition, you remain steadfast, turning their resistance into a catalyst for even greater achievement. This journey is more than personal growth. It's a demonstration of how purpose, resilience, and authenticity can create ripples of positive change that extend far beyond the self. Your rise is a living narrative of triumph, showing that no force can overshadow truth and integrity. While others may try to undermine or question your path, their resistance only serves to highlight the inevitability of your progress. You stand not as a singular figure of success, but as part of a larger awakening, proving that the power to transform lives lies within anyone willing to claim it. Your light will not dim, it will continue to grow, illuminating a path for others to follow. And as the echoes of doubt fade, what remains is the undeniable truth of your purpose and the legacy of your journey.